right, this video is going to be about the notes of the treble clef. Now, this 5 lines and 4 spaces is called a staff. And that's all you can call it until you put a clef sign on it. This clef sign is the treble clef sign, and when you put it on a staff, that staff becomes the treble staff. And this treble clef curls around the line that is G. So if you know your music alphabet and you know that this line is G, then you know that the line before it is E, because that is a third. So the name of this bottom line in the treble staff is E. This line is G because the little curly thing goes around G. Now remember, what is up a third from G? Excuse me. B is up a third from G. Up a third from B is D. And up a third from D is F. So in a very basic way, these are the names of the lines of the treble staff. You can have notes that go above or below the staff, but that involves ledger lines, and I don't have the toys for that just on my person at the moment. So the first thing we're going to learn is E, G, B, D, F. And some people like to say every good brownie deserves fudge, every good boy does fine, stuff like that. So that's the names of the lines of the treble staff. The names of the spaces, these notes are too big for me to do both at the same time, but I've got smaller notes we'll do in a minute. The names of the spaces are F, because remember this is E and this is G, so F is in between. F, A, C, E. F, A, C, E. Those are the spaces. Now if I get my smaller notes here, I should be able to do everybody. So we've got E, whoops, that's too many E's. Ooh, smiley face. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E again, F, somewhere in the world there's an F, maybe not, all the F's went on vacation, F, and then this space is G. And if we're going to go that far, we might as well say that this space is D. So above the staff, that space is G, that top line is F, here we have E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, and then this space below the line is D. Now I'm going to flip them over. Maybe I'm going to flip them over. I don't have fingernails because I'm a pianist, and we typically cut our nails fairly short. And I will also put in the module places where you can drill these note names. The more you know them automatically, the easier your homework will be. So let's do the lines first of all. The first line is what? Well, let's do this line. This line is the curly Q and this line is, remember, it's G. So the line below it, G, F, is E. The line above G, G, A, B. The line above B, B, C, D. The line above D, D, E, F. So your lines are E, G, B, D, F. The space above F is G. The space below F is E. It's between D and F, you got E. Between B and D, you of course have C. And between G and B, you have A. Between E and G, you have F and below E you have D. So that should help a little bit. Now let's take a look at the bass staff. The lines of the bass staff, these two dots go around the line that is F. So if you know that that line is F, then the line above it, a third above it, F, G, A. A third below F, F minus 1 is E, minus 1 is D. A third below D, you go D, backwards 1 is C, backwards 1 is B. B, backwards 1 is A, backwards 1 is G. So the lines of the bass staff are not the same because they're off by a third. G, B, D, F, A. Because we connect these two, which you'll learn very shortly. And so G, B, D, F, A. There's a missing note here because I don't have a ledger line on me. That's middle C. It's on a little line in between the staff. So that's C, and then of course you get to E, G, B, D, F in the treble clef. This means the spaces are A, up a third is C, up a third is E, up a third is G, up a third is B, if I can find one, and A down a third is F. So that works actually. So F is the space note, G is the line note, A is the space note, B is the line note, C is the space note, D is the line note, E is the space note, F is the line note, G is the space note, A is the line note, B is the space note. The landmark notes, because if you know F, then you know you should easily by now or very shortly thereafter be able to go up a second, down a second, up a third, down a third. That takes care of 5 notes that you would know automatically. Then another good landmark note is C. So I'm going to take everything off except the landmark notes. So there's F and C, and in the treble clef you would have this C here, which is the second space down from the top. Just like the C over here is the second space down from the bottom, this landmark C is the second space down from the top. And then you have your treble clef G as your other landmark note. And the one that you can't see because we don't have a ledger line here, I could put a pencil there I suppose, pretend there's a line through that, that's middle C. So let's see how many notes we can figure out from these landmark notes. So you've got C right there. What's up a second from C? D. What's down a second from C? B. What's up a third from C? Only if I can find it will we be able to answer this question. I don't know where they go. Ha, there's one. E. What's down a third from C? A. Okay, so we got, and then let's see. What's down a second from F is E, so we know that already. And down a third, what's up a third from F? A. Down a third from F is D. What's up a second from F? G. Well, once you know all that stuff, you can also do what's down a second from middle C. That's a B. What's up a second from middle C? It's a D. You know, the rest of it you can figure out pretty easily. Whoa, that's a little dirty. Okay, so now let's try the treble clef. What's down a third from G? E. What's up a third from G? D. What's down a second from G? F. What's up a second from G? A. Now this is your treble C. I call it treble C. This one's called bass C. This is C4. You're going to learn this in the next chapter. C4, this is C5. Up a second from C is the line note that is D. And down a second from C is the line note that is B. But we already know that because it's over here. Up a third from C is the space note that is E. If I can grab an E. And down a second from C, down a third from C is the space note that is A. But we already have that one because it's up a second from G. So you know from here to there already, just by having seconds and thirds above these four landmark notes. And the rest of them you'll figure out. But again, I'll put in the module locations of some drills where you can become really fast at naming the notes so that you don't have to waste any time thinking about it. So that's all I got for you on this video. If I can find the off button, we'll be ready to make the next video.